We've got an early morning start and I've got a set of clubs that I am so pumped about. This is a package set from a brand that you probably haven't seen in quite some time, but they are back with their first ever package set of golf clubs, a full set driver through putter. I am so pumped for this. If you like to judge books by their cover, this is gonna be one hell of a read, let me tell you. Let's dive in to what we've got here. I'm just so excited. This is the Hogan FW-817 package set. Everything from the head cover to the shaft, all the way down to every component of these clubs, to me, looks more premium than any package set I have ever looked at on this show, and I have looked at quite a bit. Inside this bag, you've got a driver, a 3-wood, you've got a 4 and 5 wood, and I like that they've actually marked here on the head cover the loft of these clubs. Then you've got 5 through sand wedge and a nice putter. The only thing this set is missing, by the way, is a putter head cover. And for a putter like this, you could actually mark your clubs up. I would highly recommend the first thing you do once you buy this package set is to get a head cover. But apart from that, this thing literally has everything. If we take a look at the shafts of these clubs are Hogan branded. That is the detail that you're getting here out of this package set. And by the way, the grips, probably the most premium grips I've ever seen on a package set, almost like a mid-sized grip too. They are just so nice. I'm telling you, it's all about the small details. If we look under the hood here at this 4-wood, the finishing is unlike anything I've ever seen in a package set. Beautiful matte finishing. It just looks premium. I'll be saying it all day, I'm sure, but at least by eye, the materials they've used and the look of these clubs is second to none. Now, the chink in the armor of most sets is going to be the driver, so we'll see how this performs out on course. But again, visually looks pretty good. Maybe that titanium just doesn't quite have the same appeal and the same paint job as you'd get on a more standard offering from some of the big names out there, but nevertheless, we'll see how it performs. Big, thick face, everything about these clubs, confidence, inspiring. You can see the soles of the irons are very wide. In terms of offset, here's your 5 iron, and it's not as much as you would think out of really a beginner set or a package set here. So I like that. This is a set that could serve you for a long time, potentially. You do have a nice amount of top end that's going to inspire some confidence. And I'll tell you what, these club heads are just big. There's a big wide striking area there on the face. Again, that sole of the club, nice and big as well. These should be very forgiving. And again, look at the badging on these clubs. It looks premium, everything about it. And you can get this entire set for $429. That is insane to get a bag and to get a set of clubs from a name like Hogan. But of course, looks is one thing, performance is another. So we're taking these out here to the course. My tee time is up. I have not even taken a swing because our driving range is under repair. So you're gonna see my first swings with each of these clubs. If we can go +2, that's gonna be our over-unders today. We're gonna know we have a serious contender on our hands for the best package set in the biz. Let's find out. All right, this hole about 360 from this tee box. We're playing the white tees today. We haven't done that in a while because we've been testing so many irons out here. It's so nice to have a full set of clubs. Now I've got regular shafts in these, so I'm gonna take a little less swing here. Wow, got up in the air really nice. It is leaking on me just a little bit. We're gonna have to get used to these shafts as this day goes on. I normally play a stiff shaft. In terms of sound off that driver, a little tingy, but feel-wise, pretty darn good. We'll be measuring our shots here today anyway, so we'll find out how far these things fly, but look to take off from that club pretty nicely. We're gonna be in the rough, so we're gonna get our first taste of the rough. This is gonna be fun, and this rough is thick. Well, my ball's up here just a little bit here. We're at 239, so not too shabby at all, especially with no roll. I took less of a powerful swing because it was my first swing, plus these regular shafts. Can't swing them too hard, so I'm pretty happy with the distance there. Let's see where we're at here. We've got 136 to the middle. Looks like a bit of a front pin. I'm gonna play for that middle. And early in the morning, I'm gonna use a little more club than I probably need. We're gonna go 9 iron here. Oof. Wow, nice and high. Hit that slightly toe side. And boy, it was a forgiving result. Felt good coming off the club face. I like the sound of these irons better than the sound of the driver as well. A little bit more of that classical sound to it. And we've got our first birdie putt here. Well, I guess we're just inches from that first green in regulation. I'm right on the fringe. This will be interesting here today because these greens have seen better days. They've been punched not all that long ago, and a new putter is always fun. Looking down at this one, I'm actually surprised they chose this style of putter, this fang tooth putter. Not the type of putter you normally get in a set like this. Generally get something a little different. Like with the stick set, you get something that's in between a mallet and a blade. With the Costco Callaway Edge set, you're getting more of a blade with that white hot putter, the Odyssey putter. Interesting choice here, especially with no head cover. Let's see how she rolls though. It's got some pop for sure. I was able to judge speed there pretty darn well, I'd say. Again, what's interesting about this putter though is the face is pretty small, which I suppose is gonna make you a better putter overall, but it's an interesting choice. All right, we've got our first 2-putt. That's always a good thing. You gotta be steady on the little knee knocker, especially first putts of the day. So we got a par here, first rip off the tee. Not bad, we're heading to a par 5. This driver, by the way, 10.5 degrees. I think that's the sweet spot for especially any beginner, but that's about what I play my normal driver at anyways, 10 or 10.5, but it's gonna be a good one for most people. Oh man, it's got some really nice height to it. And again, I think a pretty forgiving result. Will we see it? I don't know if we can actually see it here early in the morning, but that's where I hit it. Definitely not the center of the club face, toe side. Club head speed was 101, ball speed was 141 there, and smash was 142. Let's go take a look. All right, walking up to this one, we've got a little less than that first hole, 223. Not a ton of rollout because it landed right here, so I rolled out 2-3 yards there. So distance, fair, I would say, fair. Direction, great, obviously. We're in the fairway, and I'm gonna pull on a fairway wood here to get our first taste of these. I'm excited for these ones because they look the business. All of these woods feature graphite shafts, by the way. I've got 5 wood here. Not a club I normally keep in the bag, but I think it could be great for a beginner. We wanna hit this like an iron, basically. Got up in the air, just as easy as could be. And we should be in good position to hopefully put the wedge in our hand. All right, we've got 129 here. I've got pitching wedge in hand. I think this should be the right club. Perfect position, really. Man, it's so easy to hit these things. That one, I'd say I caught it in the middle of the club face. It felt really good. And yeah, we got our second birdie putt of the day. I like the feeling when they hit the turf as well. It seems to glide right through, and we had no problem, by the way, on that shot in the rough. When you have a wide sole like this, you think that they may, get hung up in the rough, and being so wet out here, that sort of thing. No, it slides right through. It's really nice. This pin in a really tricky position, coming downhill. Gotta control speed here is the most important part of this putt. So yeah, I'd say my one gripe about this set is probably the putter. That small club face will make you a better striker of the ball, but doesn't inspire that much confidence for a beginner. So it's probably the one thing I'd change, but also maybe the cheapest thing to change. I think I got scared of that hill. Left that one short. So we got our second little knee knocker of the day. And when you've got a putter you're not like uber confident with, it does make these a little harder. Okay, 2 holes, 2 pars. We're heading to a par 3. One thing I do like about the putter, just like I like throughout the set, is the grip though. You got a nice little, kind of a pistol shaped grip and a bit of a flat front to it. A little bigger than the iron grips, which are already almost, like I said, like a medium grip. Not quite a medium, but certainly more supple than your average package set, that's for sure. So there's one plus to this putter. But like I said, probably the first thing I would change. As you can see, just not super confident over it, but you might be. Putters are subjective for sure. All right, 147 is the number, and I'm gonna go 9-iron here. This is my normal 9-iron club, 147. And let's just see, can we get the most out of these Hogans in terms of distance? Back pin there. Nice, again, high trajectory. I don't think it's gonna get all the way back there, but we did find the green. We're just gonna have a very long putt, so maybe a bit of a calculated mistake, but we gotta test the limits of these clubs while we're out here. And sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. Still, being on the green, never a bad thing. I personally think for a beginner set, best to not have super pressed lofts, honestly, because you need to get the ball up in the air. And the more pressed the loft is, that's great if you're a high handicapper or getting a little up there in age and need some more distance. But if you're just starting out, better to get the ball up in the air a little easier and a little straighter. And these irons seem to be doing all of that. The other thing you miss out with press lofts generally is stopping power. Apart from those new Mizuno clubs that I tested, which I really loved, the new JPX hot metals. Those things are absolutely fantastic stopping power, but you miss that most of the time with a press loft club. This one rolled out just a few feet here, and we got to go up the hill, which is better than last putt, but I'd say we've got 35 to 40 feet here for birdie. I don't think we did it that time. All right, first real test of the day here to save par. I'm gonna call this 6 feet. Well, I'm kind of complaining about the putter, but I am making the putt, so there's that. We're heading to the hardest hole on this side, long par 4. Again, we talked about the details already, but these head covers, probably the best I've ever seen in a package set. They're definitely a synthetic leather. They're not real leather, but they have a nice hide texture to them, and they feel pretty darn good. And they fit nice and securely over the club face. I've had a problem, for instance, with that stick set where the head covers fall off very easily. In fact, I lost the putter head cover on 2 of those stick sets. So it's nice to see a good head cover included with this set here. All right, we have to have 2 really good shots here, starting with the drive. We're way back here, the tee box today too. Oh no, lost that one right. That's in the woods. So we're gonna be off on an adventure. Didn't make the adjustment there with this shaft being a regular flex shaft, and even for a regular, I'd say pretty flexible in terms of a graphite regular shaft. Again, gonna be better for folks that don't have super high club speed, and they don't seem to, at least at this point, offer a stiff option. So it's gonna be regular with steel shafts in the irons and graphite shafts in the woods, or you get graphite throughout the set for another $50. All right, bit of a dicey lie here. I've got a little bit of a lane. I've got to advance this ball as much as possible, but can't be a hero. Sometimes you just gotta take your medicine. Just want to get it back into play. And we have done that successfully. Nice. That was the 4-wood, by the way. All right, back in the middle where we belong. I've got 8 iron in hand. We've got a 145 shot, basically, because this is a front pin. I'm gonna aim middle of the green here. I don't want to take any chances at compounding mistakes. Nice strike. It's actually a much more aggressive line than I wanted. Maybe we will save that par after all. Boy, I've got to say, these are my favorite irons in any package set for sure. You're getting Hogan quality with that classic sound and feel. It's just, for the price, it's tough to beat. Well, if I jar this one, I'll apologize for everything bad I said about this putter. This is a nice place to be. Nice place to be after being in the woods. We're got a putt for par here. 10 feet, we're gonna call it, left to right. Oh, I thought we were gonna steal one there. I really thought we stole one. All right, another par 4 here. A little up the hill, short par 4 though. Let's see if we can straighten this drive out after last hole. I'm gonna aim a little further left. Yeah, that's a lot better result. Great looking ball flight, high and straight. That's what you want. All right, 146 up the hill, a little wind in the face. I'm gonna go 8 iron here. As we've seen here today, these irons I think are very similar in distance to other package sets we reviewed that I really like, the Callaway Edge, that sort of thing. That's about the distance you're getting out of these things. And we're just a little left of target there. I kind of came up out of that one. Although the strike was good, but I just pulled it a touch, but we are on the green. We got ourselves a chance to get that stroke back. All right, we've got another nice crack here, 15 feet. Maybe just a little left to right. I'm actually gonna look at it from this side too. I highly recommend you read putts from both angles. And yes, should be moving left to right down the hill. Oh, I'd really like to make it. Would really like to make this one. I broke a little more than I thought. But hey, tapping pars is always a good thing. We're 1 over still. We are headed to another par 3. Our last chance at a ace, still don't have one on the show. And Yeah, we're still in a good shape here for our over-under. Really like especially how well these irons are performing. That to me is the highlight. The putter, again, probably would be the first club I replace. The next club I would replace eventually is the driver. I don't think it's a bad driver in any way. I think just, you can see the smash factor. I've seen it here throughout the day. Is just maybe a couple points lower than the premium options. But of course, we're going with a driver that the entire set is less than most drivers on the market right now. So we'll give it a pass there, but pretty good performer. But that'd probably be the second club that I would replace. The other woods though look really good, as well as these irons. I think these could be keepers, honestly, for life. We've got 171 here. I'm gonna go 6-iron, and I'm gonna try to fade one in there because this pin is tucked on the right backside of this green. If I could hit a fade, could be perfect. So we're gonna test workability here of these clubs. Definitely faded it, but ooh, I caught that one. Almost missed the ball. Worst swing of the day for sure. Low on the club face, so we're gonna put a little chip into the test. We haven't really had to do it. We've been hitting so many greens here today, we haven't had to chip, so this set does come with a sand wedge, and we're gonna give it a shot now. On the workability side though, yes, I can confirm it did have some left to right movement. It's just, you gotta find a groove on the club at some point. I didn't do that on that shot. That was such a bad shot. We actually came up short of this bunker, which is half of a lake. We've had so much rain here in Tampa, but look at that lie. Completely buried. All right, so I got sand wedge in hand. We got the pitching wedge and the sand wedge. Those are the two wedges it comes with. No lob wedge, anything like that, which you really don't need in the beginning. Get good with the sand wedge, then you can add wedges to the set. Let's see how we do here. Release, baby. It's still rolling down there. Well, we'll have a putt at par. Whew, very tricky pin position again. They must have a tournament coming here to the club because these are tough. Let's see, we've got, I call it 12 feet here to save par. I didn't give him enough break. I haven't been giving him enough break all day. So we'll keep that in mind as we head to our last 3 holes of the day, and stay tuned to this video because we will be ranking these clubs at the end. All right, we're right on the bubble, so we got to make something happen here starting now. And that's a good start. All right, one club we have not taken out of the bag yet, but it's finally time, is the 3-wood. Nice size head here. Not sure I love the shape maybe, but you know, it's kind of like a little bit more triangular, but again, could it be a forgiving one? Let's find out. I've got to advance this ball as far as I possibly can here to give us a chance at maybe knocking one tight on the 3rd shot. Ooh, again, easy to get up in the air. So I guess we can forgive the shape of this thing for the results. That's what it's all about, really. If you want an idea of the conditions, just look at my shoes. This is what it's like out here. So just to give you a taste of what morning golf in wet Tampa, Florida is like in August, and you can probably see with the humidity, sweat dripping off my hat here today. This is not easy golf, not easy golf. These clubs are actually performing really well. All right, we're gonna have that wedge in hand, and I'm gonna attack this pin as best we can, because it is another tough pin position front of this green, but we got to attack it, that birdie back. Give us that cushion. We need that cushion. 119 is the number. I've got pitching wedge in hand here. I'm guessing this is about a 125 club, so I'm gonna take a little off of it. Oh, it's right at it. If that's the club, we're in business. No, I took maybe just a touch too much off that. That was, oh, inches from being glorious. We're right on the fringe. We're right on the fringe, and it really hung up there on the fringe. If it would have just bounced a couple inches, would have been on the green, would have gone right down this little hill. But that felt great. It's hard to capture the camera angle here on screen. Here's where my ball hit, by the way, and kind of came back a little bit. If it would have just been about here, we actually would have caught the downslope and it would have trickled right in. Again, these pin positions are pretty nasty. They've got like a heaven and hell tournament here, they call it. And one side is like easy pin positions, one side's hard. I'm apparently playing the hell side here today. That's what it feels like anyways. Oh, I thought we had it. Oh gosh. That was a good chip. I've been solid with this thing, I got to admit. For the first time today, I've got a little wind behind me, so I'd really like to take a big swing at this one, but I've got to aim left because this shaft may not kick in time for my swing. Nothing against this shaft again, it's just I swing faster than a regular stiffness that this is. And I made a perfect adjustment. That's gonna be really good. Distance-wise, not setting any records out here. It's 227 here to where I hit this, and having a little wind behind my back, you know, certainly I'm taking a little off that club head with my speed there, but I would say, again, willing to sacrifice a little bit of distance for just how forgiving this driver really is, because I've hit a few, like I said, a little off the toe, a little towards the heel, a little low on the face, and all in all, pretty happy with the results I'm getting. We found a lot of fairways here today, including this one. Now let's see what we've got here. 167, I think that 6-iron should be good. It'll give me a chance at redemption anyways. See if I can hit that one a little better than I did on the par 3. That was really horrible. Again, caught that low on the club face, but that one actually did catch a few grooves. And after a really nice kick left, we're actually on the green with another birdie putt. I mean, how many greens in regulation are we now? I believe is that 7 out of 8. I mean, literally you could just buy this package set for the irons. I think they're that good. And everything else is a bonus. The bag, which is gonna be $150 probably, a set of woods, which is probably worth $300, the putter maybe worth $100, something like that. The value's incredible. If for nothing else, these irons are just so good. I'd say a little over 20 feet here, but again, I feel like, man, if this one goes in, it'll be like stealing again. And this, to me, looks like a makeable putt by eye. I like a little right to left movement. Relatively flat putt overall because it's going up and then maybe down a little bit. So speed, don't have to worry about too much as well. It's makeable, come on. Still, all day today, I've underplayed that break. We are on the bubble, +2. We got 1 hole to play, which is a very tough finishing hole here. After I hit my drive, we're gonna rate these clubs. And I gotta say, I really like them. Oh, best of the day. We saved it for last. Oh yeah. Let's rank these clubs. If you watch this show, you know I rank clubs on 5 criteria. First one is distance, as I've talked about all day today. It's not gonna blow your socks off. I think it's ample though. 3.5 stars is what I'm gonna give it. In terms of forgiveness though, that's where these clubs shine. That's where, quite frankly, you need them to shine when you're starting out at golf. It's not about hitting the ball far, it's about keeping it in the fairway and going straight, hitting some greens from time to time. These clubs do that exceptionally. I'm giving it a full 5 out of 5 for that. In terms of workability, well, surprisingly, I did try a couple fades today and I got the fade movement I expected. And I was able to control the trajectory out of the woods there on the 4th hole. Able to hit some nice high shots. I'm gonna give this a solid 4 for workability, really unexpected. A club like this, you wouldn't expect to be that way, but it is. In terms of aesthetics, looks, feel, sound, full 5 out of 5 for me. It's as good as any package set I've ever come across, the best for sure. In terms of value, 5 out of 5, absolutely. So as you can see, very high score for these clubs. And I'll go one step further. This is the best package set I've ever tried on this show. It beats the Callaway Costco Edge set. It beats the stick set. My favorite 2 package sets that I've tried. This one is the best. Can we finish strong though? I'm on the bubble. +2, I've got to hit a good shot in, but after that drive, we're in perfect position. By the way, this rolled out to 230 in case you're wondering, and it landed right here, 1.5 yards away. We're getting no roll out here. Probably would be about a 245 to 250 drive. So again, ample distance as we've been talking about. Okay, last chance at glory here. Oh, I stayed down on the ball. How about that? And that's what the middle of the club face feels like. And that's the result we're gonna get, which is, oh, maybe on the fringe, but a lot better than we've had here today with this 6-iron. That's what always keeps you coming back in golf, right? It's like that one good feel, that putt that drops, that chip that you knock tight. There's always that one great shot. And especially when you finish with a good shot, that's what keeps you coming back. And before I attempt this little up and down that we hit our over under, I do want to ask you, if you enjoyed this video, if you like honest golf reviews that aren't tainted by some golf club sponsorship, and a guy who is still a mere mortal. Yes, I've been hitting the ball really well here this year. I've improved so much. But if you enjoy that perspective of a guy that doesn't hit it 300 plus yards, please do hit subscribe. It helps me so much. We're trying to get to 100,000. It's been my goal for years and years and years. And we're getting really close. We're about 85,000-ish right now. And I think we can close it out with a big push, maybe by the end of the year. But I need your help to share this show. All right, we've got to get up and down here. 2 shots here to make it happen. Again, on a drier day, maybe I roll a little bit more forward, but that's where we're at. And we're quite short of this one. That was a back pin, by the way. I didn't realize that. I've just had the GPS here today, and it was probably about 187, 190 to that pin. We're about 20 yards short, so I hit it about 160, something like that. And some dinosaurs are coming past me. Never know what you're gonna get in Florida. Oh, get tight, please. We got a chance. We've got a chance. To be quite honest, whether or not this putt goes in, it's a win in my book. These clubs just, I love them. Absolutely love them. We've got 8 feet. I'm gonna give it a little more break. A little more break. Oh, it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be, but that was a whole lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's another video you're gonna enjoy if you liked this one. I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Thru.